Coming up on The Weekend View.
The Ariana Grande live lyric change to her ex-boyfriend anthem, Thank You Next, that's sparking reunion rumors with an old flame.
Is seven-time Super Bowl champ Tom Brady smacked down with influencer and wrestler Logan Paul the first round in his next big career move?
The Odyssey star and Oscar winner Matt Damon shares the biggest priority changes in his life after hitting 50.
And Lenny Kravitz reveals his all-natural secrets to staying hot, red hot, as a matter of fact, at 62. Manny, take some notes.
It all starts now on The
Weekend View.
Thank you. That's without food. So Ariana Grande just dropped a big hint to her fans that she may have reunited with one of her old boyfriends. Just days after being spotted with her ex-boyfriend, Ricky Alvarez, she changed a lyric to her song, Thank You Next, during a live performance. Oh, watch. So she changed it to, quote, we always find our way back.
Oh.
Okay. That's like Taylor does stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But is it risky to rekindle with an ex, do you think? I mean...
It depends. I think there are two forms of an ex. There's the unfinished business, it wasn't the right time ex. And there's the, this is so toxic, it's never gonna work, so I keep coming back and trying it.
Why are we doing voices today?
I am caffeinated beyond belief right now. But I would say the unfinished business could work. If it's something that it just wasn't the right time for it, it could.
I don't think so. I think
okay,
people...
J-Lo and Ben, sign up.
Right? I remember you cheering.
And it didn't work out.
But you were cheering it on.
I was cheering it on.
Finally admitting that?
It didn't work out. I'll tell you, I have a friend, I'm not gonna name her, but she's really into the remix. She just remixes and recycles her exes.
Really?
Yes.
And it's fascinating to me because things end badly all the time with her. And the reason that they end is because it's not a fit. But she goes back and goes back.
Is this in one of your bluff books?
No, it's an actual friend. I should put it in one of my books.
You should.
You know, I have several friends who've gotten divorced and then remarried the same person.
Really?
Some of them, it's worked out. Like, you know, I have a friend who we both know who was divorced.
Rekindling.
I have a friend who had to pay half twice to the same woman.
That's kind of romantic.
He married and divorced her two times. 2 times he lost the house.
It's like a game of Monopoly.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it was like crazy, but I have a lot of friends who've
I think
done
we
that.
romanticize getting back with an ex. It's the like what could have been.
Yeah,
but
thank
I
you,
do
rom-coms everywhere.
Exactly. Like, oh, this time it'll work out. Sometimes, though, I think timing could be the key. Like, I say all the time that if my husband and I had gotten together 1 year earlier, I'm not sure it would have worked out. I think I was still immature. I would have picked dumb fights. I would have been jealous. I would have been like that version of myself.
What happened in that year?
I grew up. I focused on my career. I focused on becoming an adult, and we met at the right time for each other. So timing, I actually do think could be an X factor that could make it work.
I still pick dumb fights, and I'm very jealous. So.
Yeah, but Rebecca, our own Rebecca, is with her first ever boyfriend.
Is she?
I have 3 people that I know in my life that
The makeup artist, Rebecca?
Yes, and our dear friend Rebecca.
She's so quiet, she tells me nothing.
No, she's like,
You gotta pry it out of her.
the difference between
She's actually
telling me
the
and you
head
is
of
2
the
different
makeup
things. You might
department.
blurt. I keep it.
The difference is that you're doing crossword puzzles instead of asking questions. Whereas
That
I
is
ask questions.
That is
doesn't
not
shut
true.
up.
I don't shut up.
You
But
girls
she's
don't
with
know
her.
you don't know what you're talking about,
She's
either
with her
one of
high
you.
school sweetheart, the first boyfriend she ever had. And when you look at it, she went on and lived a life. Got married, it didn't work out, was with someone again, and they got to get finally their lives aligned, and they are happier than anything I've ever seen.
There's a bunch of people like
Yes.
with social media, with Facebook
Yeah.
and stuff. That's all of a sudden go back and
You guys are
find somebody.
delulu. You're totally delusional. This doesn't
You've
work
been with
out.
your husband a million years.
28 years.
Yes.
But it doesn't work out.
There's
the
a
remix
comedian,
doesn't work
do you
out.
ever hear the comedian Larry Miller?
No.
No.
He was a very funny guy. He used to have a bit about this. So you open your refrigerator and there's a container of sour milk in there. Yep. You take it out and then you say, you know, maybe it'll be better next week.
Right.
That is what this is about.
Correct.
I agree with
It's
that.
yogurt by next week, and I like yogurt.
And sometimes you can find out that the grass is not greener on the other side.
Sometimes it takes us a little longer, okay?
I don't go backwards. 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady was at Fanatics Fest with other big-name athletes last weekend, smacking influencer and wrestler Logan Paul. And afterwards, he said he might be ready to get in the ring. Watch.
I need to get an invite. I mean, I've been waiting for, like, Nick Khan to come up with some storyline for me to get in the mix. I feel like I'm retired from football, have an opportunity to go out there, still showcase I'm a little bit of an athlete. And, you know, my boy Gronk's done it. I've seen, obviously, Logan Paul do it. I think I could get in there for at least one match, right? Ooh.
So going from quarterback to wrestler is quite a career move. How far on? Let's talk about that first.
He's not doing that. First of all, he's too pretty to be a wrestler, and he's too nice to be a wrestler. Like, you know, he's like a really nice, kind of polite guy. I have a hard time thinking of that.
But
I think
In my house, we love Tom Brady because we're New England Patriots fans. My husband's from New Hampshire and Boston. But I'm sorry, this whole beef with Logan Paul is so beneath him. Like, you are the GOAT, you are the greatest of all time, and you're getting in a little slappy fest with, like, an online influencer. It feels so small and weird, and they were, like, beefing at the World Cup.
Is there a reason for the slap?
Unclear, but he was, like, giving him the finger at the World Cup. I'm like, you're Tom Brady. Like, do better. Be bigger than that.
But don't you
What
think
is
that
this?
getting out of your comfort zone in general is a good idea?
Yeah, but not slapping Logan Paul.
Well, forget about that. Forget about that.
No, you know
We're
what?
talking about you now.
Remember he did that roast on Netflix, and then he ended up having to, like, apologize to the mother of his children, Giselle.
Who's
because of the
living her
stupid-
best life.
He's got to stick to his lane. He's got $500 million.
I don't agree with any of this. I think that no risk is a risk. I think people have to get out of their comfort zones and do something interesting with their lives. Otherwise, you just go on. You have to reinvent every 10 years, reinvent. So Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown was on the Capital Buzz podcast promoting her new Netflix sequel, Enola Holmes 3. And her co-star, Louis Partridge, asked about some of her past roles. Watch.
Who do you think you were in a past life?
Oh, I actually know exactly who I was. I died. Basically, I have a birthmark, my lower back, at the very bottom of my kind of spine, which is obviously meant to be the way that you died in your past life. And in war, well, I don't know if this happened a lot or not, but swords will go, you know, to kill people, but make them like have a painful death. They would put swords up people's spines, so they were completely paralyzed, but they would obviously kind of die. And that's how I think I died. So I think I might have been a soldier, and I was definitely a man. Hopefully a closeted gay man.
The girl is pretty convinced she's been here before, like Shirley MacLaine. You know,
That's
she's
very
coming
specific,
back.
though.
Do you guys believe in a past life?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. Don't you remember that? What was that book that was written?
Oh,
Remember
Many Lives, Many Masters.
Yeah, when you read that, you kind of feel like, that there are past lives. And there are times and eras that I'm very pulled towards.
Like what?
Oh, like I think, 1940s type Europe. Whenever I read about the history there's something there that I just find a particular identification with. Like, you don't?
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't mean I was there.
The idea of past lives, we don't really have them in my faith tradition, like I'm Christian, but I have read really compelling takes from people. Like, I read this interview with a little boy who was like 6 or 7, who was believed he was a World War II pilot who had been shot down, and he had shocking details and memories. And I'm like, how could like a 6-year-old come up with this? So there is stuff that makes me wonder.
Yeah.
And I would say if we do come back, I want to find my husband, my dogs, and my son in every life.
Well, if we come back, I never think about where I came from. I think about where I'm going. Hopefully heaven. But if the next life thing is an option, I want to be a Chihuahua. Because they are petite, which I haven't been yet, and they have attitude. They're confident. They're not afraid to come for you no matter how big you are.
And they're yappy as hell. You'd be a great Chihuahua.
I'm already yappy.
You're a bit of a Chihuahua.
And they're super loyal to their mom and dad.
Well, if
I'd be
I
a
come back,
dolphin.
I want to come back as my dog because
Yeah.
nobody lives better.
Franca has traveled to more
I
countries
will
than I
say,
have.
I don't know if I believe in past lives, but I've experienced like deja vu, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm someplace and I know that I've been there before. Like I know I've done this thing before and there must be something to it. I mean, if I were to come back,
Like what? Like what? Do you remember?
Oh, like I'll be driving somewhere that I don't think I've ever been. And I realize I have been
remember
there. I
the exact-
remember the you know, I was driving recently somewhere that I had never been before, but I recognized landmarks.
Sometimes it
So was
happens in
just-
dreams.
It was just strange.
Oh, yeah.
Where the
Maybe you
place doesn't
dreamt
make
it.
sense in a dream,
I
but
don't
you
think
go
Maybe you
back
had
to
a
the
dream.
same place in a dream.
But I would like to come back as the queen.
The queen
Of what?
You are
Of
the
anything.
queen. You are the queen
That
already.
sums us up. I want to be a chihuahua. She wants to be royalty.
Make sure you don't come back as Marie Antoinette.
It's true.
Okay, we'll be right back.
The Weekend View is sponsored by Rock Skincare, clinically proven and dermatologist recommended.
We're back. So, Oscar winner Matt Damon was on The View this week. It was on Monday. I wasn't here. He was talking about his blockbuster hit, The Odyssey. And in a new interview with People magazine, he said that his priorities in life as a married father of 4 daughters have shifted since he hit 50. Watch.
My life is still pretty much divided up into work and my family and then water.org and those kind of three things, and that's where most of my time goes. You get on the other side of 50, and at least for me, I really started feeling like time is the most precious commodity there is, and I just want to be intentional with what I do with it and make sure that I'm spending it exactly where I want to spend it.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, 50 is a half a century. Makes a girl think.
It does.
Is there a milestone birthday that you changed your priorities on? I know that you just mentioned it in one of the other subjects about when
I do think heading
Yeah.
into my 30s and also having a child, it gives you such insight into the passage of time. Like, I am so aware of, oh my goodness, he's almost going to be 6 months. He's going to be 10 years old before I know it. He is right. Time is the most precious commodity we have. And it's such a reminder, too, that family is the most precious. Like, I love that he's been married to his wife for 21 years. That's so rare in Hollywood to have a relationship like that last.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably part of, I mean, he's an incredible artist, but he's had this great career because he's devoted to his family and he has his priorities straight.
I remember after I gave birth, a car picked me up to take me home. And I said, well, I better grow up fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the second thing I said was, I'm never doing this again.
And you stuck to it. I said that, but I'm going to have a
stuck to it.
second.
I would say it wasn't a birthday. It was really the profound move to being a parent. And I think it was, you have it with your own parents and you love them, but nothing teaches you about time faster than watching a child and how fast they grow. And I think knowing all of a sudden how many ways you gave away yourself to other people before you had them. And then the one grounding anchor was you look at them and they are the most, I've never felt a greater sense of purpose than looking at those kids. And so everything you're asked to do, you now screen through, is it worth being away from them? And that's kind of...
I think 50 is a big milestone for a lot of women. You know, I guess Matt Damon says also for a lot of men. I have a lot of friends, and this happened to me way before 50, but I have a lot of friends who at 50 decided to say yes to things that they had said no to, and to say no to things that sometimes they had felt compelled and obligated to say
Remember
yes
the book, Why Say Yes When You Want to Say No?
Yeah.
Love
But you
that.
see, that's what I'm telling you. I did that when I was like 12.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to do that. No, I'm not doing that. I mean, like right now, it takes an act of God to get me into a black tie dress and show up and go to like an awards event. Oh God, no.
I will say for me, the 50th birthday was Joy was at my 50th birthday. It was a big thing because I saw all the people in my life from, you know, the different chapters of my life, including my children. And I mean, this sounds a little macabre, but I started thinking, I may have had more time behind me than in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
And so I really need to think about how I spend my time. And
That's
I do
right.
say no to a lot of things that normally I would have said yes to. And I always say yes to spending time with my family and especially my parents who are still alive. I spend a lot of time.
I remember when I was 50. like last year. No. I was 50 at one point, and I was in therapy, and I was floundering around. And I said to the shrink, oh, I'm 50, I'm so old. And she said to me, you're a baby. And now I understand what she meant.
Yeah.
Because now I'm on the really old, and I think 50 is young,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is also a time to do something with your life
It
that's
is.
interesting and fulfilling.
And taking a risk.
Here's another story. Is it still a priority for Lenny Kravitz to stay smoking hot at 62? And he shared his all-natural workout regimen with Men's Health magazine. He's hot. Let's see him.
You can do it the way that I do it. There's many ways to train. There's different things that can assist you, but our whole thing is about doing it naturally. It's 100% real. I've never taken anything. The message is that you can do it with dedication, with hard work. That's the way I've chosen to do it. I encourage those to do so.
He chose right.
Yeah.
He looks so
that?
good.
You know, he's so committed to mesh.
Is
I mean, every time I see him, he's like in some sort of. I have seen his nipples more than I've seen mine. Which I don't mind, by the way. I'm not complaining about that.
Are you girls working out?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you?
Women, I go through periods.
You want to hear something funny? I just started working out. I haven't done my. Yeah, I
doing
did.
those dance videos again?
I have a. My trainer is 75 years old.
Really?
I don't want some young whippersnapper
I
whipping
agree.
me around the room.
Agreed.
I want an old guy saying, okay, does it hurt over there now? Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, I do it twice a week.
That's great,
Yes.
Joy.
That Lenny Kravitz says that one of the things he moved in with his personal trainer for half a year.
That's commitment.
To get in shape.
I want to move in with Lenny Kravitz for half a year.
I mean, 62. I mean,
Wow.
that's
I think
pretty
some of this
phenomenal.
is genetics, though.
That
I'm
is-
sorry. He just
yeah.
has amazing genes. His daughter's one of the most beautiful women on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, I could work out 5 days a week, an hour a day, and it's not. I'm not
You don't
having
go
this
zero
abs.
to Lenny Kravitz.
No, nobody. Like, yeah, that's not right.
And he's doing it in leather pants.
Okay, by the way, I love how it's cool when
my
he does it
God.
in leather pants.
And mesh,
But
I'm
when,
telling you.
when RFK works out in jeans, you're like, please stop.
Please put your shirt back on.
Okay,
Joy,
so
I am so proud of you.
That is
because,
great.
I mean, I remember when you were
listen,
going to buy the
getting up out
reformer.
of it. You know what's hard when you get old? Getting out of a chair.
Yeah.
I keep singing, and getting up is hard to do. Okay, we'll be right back.
The Weekend View is sponsored by Rock Skincare, clinically proven and dermatologist recommended.
So, the lovely Alyssa was recently on the Webby Award-winning Behind the Table podcast, and she talked. It's so braggedy when I say that, Brian, but you make me do it every time.
Every time.
I know. Anyway, she talked about getting triggered by one of her favorite new reality shows. Let's see what that is.
I know you're watching In the City on Bravo, which is a Summer House spinoff. There was a moment in this week's episode where Whitney accused Lindsay, who we had on the show, of always playing the single mom card.
When we offered the primary suite to Yvonne and Nick, Lindsay, she was like, but I'm a single mom and we deserve the room. Everyone is going through. You would think if you want to take steps forward in your relationship with your best friend, it would have been such a small thing to do.
Use the words, you know, the single mom card, and they're gonna hold on to
I know. Well, it's just funny because they use an excuse. They both have nannies. Not everyone that is a single mom has help. They also need to like check themselves in that perspective.
This comment really annoyed you, I know.
I lost it. And listen, Lindsay's a lot. I love Lindsay. Lindsay is a strong personality, but you cannot mom shame, especially if you're not a mom yourself.
Right.
I led when I came back. It was very important and deliberate for me when I came back from maternity leave to mention the help that I have, because I know as a mom, I am constantly comparing myself to everyone else. And I'm like, how does she have time to work out? Why do her kids look more put together? Why is this happening? And I want to be an open book of like, I am so lucky to have the most amazing nanny helping me. And early on, I had a night nurse, which is like a huge privilege.
Yeah.
But that does not change the fact that as a mom, you are always a mom. You never will sleep the same again. And also working moms, we beat ourselves up better than anyone else can. So no one else should be beating us up. Because I literally, it's particularly hard on Thursdays because we have a longer day here.
Yeah.
It gets to a point in the day where I'm like, I sometimes I'm like, holding back tears because I miss him, because I usually leave before he's up in the morning. And I'm like, you feel like the worst mom in the world, but I'm like, I'm working to provide for him and to show him what a working mom is. No one should be judging other moms. You don't know what their battles are and what they're going through. I thought it was so inappropriate.
For me.
Look, she's crying now.
I know,
She's
I miss
starting
him
to cry.
already.
So those two ladies that were talking about the single mom, they're not parents?
It's only one
It
that
was
was
the-
really single. The only one that was actually saying that.
And
the
she's
other
not a
friend is just
mom.
inquiring.
Are you watching this too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
She said she pulled the single mom card, and this woman doesn't have kids herself.
That's the
and
woman in
it
the
was-
beige coat?
Yeah.
All my friends are too old to pull the mom card. They pulled like the arthritis card. I'm not showing up because my back hurts. You know, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. But it's, you get very attached to your children. That's called motherhood.
I know.
Yeah.
The rest of our lives.
But forever.
But there's
and
no
ever.
way that you're not going to feel guilty about something when you're a mother. It's impossible. I said this last time. There's a book called The Good Enough Mother
Yes.
by Winnicott.
Yes.
And if you really want to get the guilt trip out of your head, read that, because you can only be as good as you can be. And I'm sure you're a terrific mother because you worry about it.
Trying.
That's the reason we're sure you're a good mother.
Well, if you didn't care.
No, I'm joking. But
Yeah.
there are days when you come home and you've been gone the whole day, or the reality you're not going to see your children for a day. When they're young, that's still new to you. You haven't had them that long. And as they hit certain ages and you're like a whole day of their life, whatever they learned, whatever they did, I'm not privy
Wait
to that.
till you become an empty nester.
I'm not ready for that, Sonny.
Yeah. Yeah. it's
Not
hard.
ready.
And you've said it's hard.
It's hard. It's
But
very
everybody
hard.
has something.
I mean, I track them on Life 360, though.
So you're always watching.
So anyway, Behind the Table streams wherever you get your podcasts, or you can watch us on Hulu, Disney Plus, or YouTube. That's it. We'll see you when we come back.
Next season.
Have a great day, everyone. Have a great summer.